All right, we're back in business here in InDesign. We just made a text box, and we're very happy about that. And I'll just add a little bit more here. Okay. Now, if I want to change the type in here, I just select the type that I want to change. Select, we'll say this line here. I can choose a different font. I can change the size of it. Aha. So I made it super big. And this is the first time this little red little box has shown up. And you notice that the text has disappeared. And this is the symbol that you've got. The text that you have is too big to be displayed in the current box, the way that it's sized. So you can either just resize the box until it becomes big enough. And this is an example of how we use the pasteboard. I've made this type so it's so big that it's actually overflowing the page, but we can still see it. So when I printed this out, all of this stuff that's outside of the black page box will be cropped. It will not be printed. So it'll just print what's inside of our page. So if I did this, we would print this out and there'd be a completely blank page. We wouldn't see any of this over here. And now we'd see just that part that's in the box. Okay. Well, that was all kind of ugly. So let me take all this back here and I'll switch it back to times, good old boring times. And this. And this works just like Photoshop. No, it doesn't. Oh well. You can use the arrow keys here to go up and down as far as point size. Very excited. Or just enter a number in the box. So this is kind of the way that you manipulate these things. But let's go back to that little red box that showed up over here, and I'll show you some other things you can do with it. So right now, it all fits. So let's see. Let's go ahead and make this bigger. Let's make the whole thing big. Still fits. All right, that's okay. There, now it doesn't. So what we could do is have this text flow over into another text box, which is a very, very cool feature. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up and make another text box. And if you remember, we make a text box by clicking on the text tool here, type tool, clicking and dragging to create another text box. Nothing's in that. But now I'm going to go up here to the select tool. I'm going to go here and click on this red X box and it disappears, and now we've loaded up our cursor with type from this text box. And now if I go and click on this box, it turns into a little chain link and it'll flow into this new box, which is very, very cool. And so if I adjust this, make it even smaller, this new box picks up the slack, and vice versa. So as I make it bigger, it adjusts and flows over. So this is the way that if you're laying out a huge book, like a 300-page book, and an author cuts out, a paragraph and a half on page 217, you don't have to reset all of the pages. That if they're linked text boxes, they would all just adjust automatically. You don't have to worry about it. So before we get too crazy with this, let's get crazy with something else. Let's go over here to the Pages palette. So the default layout gives you these little flyout palettes over here that you can click on and it'll open up a palette. If your layout doesn't look like this, go up here to Window, Workspace, Essentials, and it'll give you the default Essentials workspace. So if we click on the Pages palette, you'll be spending a lot of time here working in InDesign. This is basically the way you get around in your document. We haven't had to get around because we only have a one-page document. But let's go ahead and add another page. Well, if you look down at the bottom of the Pages document, you'll see something that looks suspiciously like the new layer button that we've come to know and love so well in Photoshop. Well, here it's going to make a new page for us. And there's a little bit of information in the document. It says that you've got one page and one spread. Well, I'm going to go ahead and click this, and lo and behold, I have another page. I'm going to go kind of crazy. I'm going to make another one. So now I've got a spread. This is my first spread because the cover is just the one page, and now you've got a spread here of the inside. So basically, this would be the cover. As you open the cover up, you would see the inside of the cover, and this is what we would consider the first page usually. But InDesign is very literal about it, so it says, well, that's 1, 2, 3. So you can mouse wheel up and down to scroll up and down, or you can hold down the space bar to pan around. And remember Command plus to zoom in and Command minus to zoom out. And also your handy Fit Page in Window, which will center the active page, and Fit Spread in Window, which will let you see the full spread there. So we've added a page. We have now our one spread. And the last thing I'll show you in this video, I'll zoom back out, is how we can take this text box that is linked and actually move this to different pages within the document. And they still maintain their connection to each other. So that sucked everything out of that text box, and that moves it back. So you can go across pages. You could even move this in reverse order so that this came on page 1. So you can do that. So it's very flexible. It's really easy to move things in InDesign between pages. And frankly, that's pretty groovy. All right, time for the next video.